The story begins with a man named David who lives with his daughter Leonie and wife Mia. One day, Mia leaves, leaving David to look after Leonie. Since Mia is away, David asks Leonie to play for a while he runs some errands. However, David goes to see Laura, a lady with whom he is having an affair, and the two become intimate. When David returns home, he discovers that Leonie is disappeared. While searching for her, he comes across a ribbon by the pool. In a panic, David jumps into the pool only to discover that Leonie's shoelace is stuck in the drain. Sadly, it's too late. His daughter has drowned. David is solely responsible for the incident, having left Leonie alone to meet Laura. 5 years later, David, now divorced from Mia, tries to reconcile with her again. Mia, on the other hand, blames him for their daughter's death, citing his extramarital affair as the reason he was not present for Leonie. Mia's new husband causes David to depart. Overwhelmed with remorse and sadness, David returns to the pool where Leonie died. His life has become hollow, filled with sorrow and the consequences of his actions during the previous 5 years. Overwhelmed by despair, David considers ending his life by plunging into a pool. However, his friend Max comes in to save him. Max advises David not to give up, advising him to move on and attempt to forget about his daughter's death. Max proposes spending time with family to deal with the pain. Despite Max's attempts, David silently leaves, feeling hopeless. David stumbles and falls while walking alone in the streets at night after consuming alcohol. Suddenly, he spots a door flashing white light along the roadside. Intrigued, he follows the light, and to his astonishment, it is morning. In an unexpected change of circumstances, David encounters his past self on his way to meet Laura, leaving his daughter at home alone. He realizes that he have traveled back 5 years to the exact day his daughter died. Seeing the opportunity, David realizes he must move quickly to avoid the approaching danger and save his daughter. In his rush, he also accidentally collides with a truck. Despite the incident, he keeps running and goes home. He quickly jumps into the water, relieved to find that his daughter is still alive. David moves fast to rescue her from the water and ensure her safety. He hugs Leonie, overjoyed that he meet his daughter again. In the middle of his excitement, he forgets that another version of himself is still there in this timeline. No matter what happens, both Davids cannot live in the same timeline. After putting Leonie to sleep, David is interrupted as he picks a pencil by the appearance of his past self. Past David, terrified of encountering his future version, reacts aggressively, and the two fight. During the fight, future David accidentally thrusts the pencil into past David's throat. Unbeknownst to them, Leon witnesses her father being murdered by another version of himself. Future David tells Leon to go to her room. After realizing that past David's death permits him to take his place in this timeline, future David quickly buries the past David in his garden. Leon quietly observes the incident, and later, future David goes to the restroom, examining the significant changes he went through in the last 5 years. To easily take his past self's position, he realizes that he must return to his former self. He takes a bath, trims his hair, dyes it, and burns the clothes. By evening, Mia arrives home, mistaking future David for her husband. She informs him that Max, the friend who had saved David from drowning earlier in the future, will be joining them for dinner. As everyone gathers for dinner, David attempts to avoid recognition as the real David of their timeline. However, Leonie reveals that he is not her real father and accuses him of killing her real father. Despite Leonie's claim, no one believes her due to her young age. Mia then consoles Leonie. She privately discusses the situation with David and tells him that their constant fighting is affecting their daughter. Their marriage is already troubled as Mia started to know about David's affair. Feeling pressured to handle these difficulties, David searches for his phone, which he had in this timeline. Unable to find it, he goes into the garden at night to the past David's dead body to find the phone. However, the cell phone is nowhere to be located. In the morning, Mia calls David's phone and a girl picks up. David swiftly takes the phone away from Mia and comes up with a story, saying someone found his mobile phone on the street yesterday and he is heading to get it back. Later, David meets Laura, with whom past David is having an affair. Realizing he left his phone at her place when he visited yesterday, Laura insists that David should marry her. Despite her insistence, David refuses, emphasizing his commitment to his family and pledging not to see her again. Max notices David leaving Laura's house and, concerned about his actions, takes him to a bar. Max advises him against deceiving Mia and jeopardizing his good family. In response, David opens up to Max, revealing the truth that he has traveled from the past using a time portal, aiming to rectify his mistakes and save his daughter Leonie from a tragic fate. Despite Max finding it difficult to believe that David had an affair with Laura 5 years ago, he questions what happened to the present timeline David. David admits that he accidentally killed his present timeline David. David tells Max that he will be successful in future and will 2 sons, and he also saved him from his death. Max remains unconvinced by David's words and advises him to take some rest, and then he leaves. The next day, David pays a visit to Mia's future husband, who also serves as Leonie's music instructor. With an intention to fix his marriage, David asks Leonie to drop the music lesson, ensuring Mia never meets the music teacher. Furthermore, David makes an intentional effort to treat Leonie with kindness, playing and spending time with her in order to rebuild their bond. As a result, Leonie begins to get over her fear of David and starts to trust her again. David is also focusing on improving his relationship with Mia. He starts talking with Mia like old days, spends quality time with her, and they finally get intimate. The next day, David assures Leonie that he did not kill his father on that particular day. Rather, he was sent by heaven as an angel to take his father's place by God. Now Leonie completely accepts this version of David. With these improvements, David successfully rebuilds his relationships, and his birthday celebration is soon held at home. Everything seemed to be in sync for David. David notices Max standing next to his daughter, Leonie, who is showing him something. After some time, Max leaves. David then discovers a painting by Leonie depicting the murder of future David by past David. Concerned, David follows Max, who has become suspicious, thinking this David is an imposter who killed the real David. As rain begins to fall, revealing the body of past David in the garden, Max confronts future David, demanding an explanation for his friend's death. Threatening to inform the police and Mia, they start arguing and they start fighting each other. Suddenly, David's neighbor Zig appears and brutally kills Max from behind. Zig reveals that it's his duty to eliminate anyone who finds out if someone has traveled through time. The explanation for why Zig knows about David being from the future and his motive for killing Max will be revealed later. For now, they collaborate to hide Max's lifeless body in the forest. Upon returning home, David changes his clothes and urges everyone to wrap up the party quickly, expressing that he's not in the mood after witnessing his best friend's death. At morning, Mia is upset with David, questioning the sudden change in his behavior. David offers the excuse that Max gave him drugs the previous night, leading to the early end of the party and his sour mood. After some time, Zig arrives and devises an excuse to bring David to his house. There, Zig discloses how he discovered that David was from the future and why he assisted in Max's killing. Zig reveals that he himself is from 8 years into the future and his life there was completely ruined. He spent 8 years in jail but was granted temporary bail for a few days. During this period, he learned about the time portal and used it to travel back 8 years into the past. Upon arriving here, Zig killed his past self and assumed his place, managing his life more wisely this time and avoiding decisions that led to imprisonment. Zig explains that he recognized David as a fellow time traveler the day he witnessed him colliding with the truck. He emphasizes the importance of keeping the existence of the time portal a secret and discloses that there are numerous people arriving from the future, eliminating their past versions and taking their places. Zig reveals that these individuals collaborate to ensure their survival, helping each other kill their next generations and seamlessly integrate into their new lives, preventing others from discovering their true origins. Surprised by this revelation, David returns home. Meanwhile, Mia observes her neighbor, Paul, also a time traveler, committing a similar act of killing his another version. The neighbor notices that Mia witnessed him killing his past self and begins to follow her. David hurriedly reaches Mia in an attempt to calm her down. However, Mia has already called the police and they arrive at the scene. Mia informs the police that her neighbor, Paul, has killed another version of himself right in front of her. The police officer is confused by the situation, unable to comprehend how such an event could occur. He advises Mia to seek medical attention and departs. Simultaneously, future Mia, 5 years ahead, also utilizes the same time portal to arrive in the present. She contacts David from Zig's house, revealing that she knows about his time traveling and has come to meet him. Future Mia expresses her desire to reunite with her daughter and stay with her. But future Mia do not want to kill the Mia of this timeline. Zig explains that their only option is for her to replace the present Mia, and to do so, she must eliminate her past version. Otherwise, he himself will kill her along with his companions, so that no one knows about their time portal. Zig insists to David that he must eliminate the present Mia, allowing future Mia to take her place. David pretends to agree, stating that he will kill her. When David enters the house with the gun, Mia attacks him. He tells her to calm down and he is there to save her. He reveals the truth. He confesses that he is from the future, having traveled back 5 years to save his daughter. However, he discloses that future Mia has also arrived, along with all the other people who want to kill her. He pleads with her to grab Leon and escape through the portal door because the people in this world are coming to kill her. Zig realizes David tricked him and organizes his neighbor time traveler to prevent David's escape. Everyone is trying to stop them from reaching the portal. Future Mia runs and finds Leon. She begs present Mia to take her through the portal. David creates a diversion, making it appear his wife and child are inside. The police make a roadblock and the car crashes, revealing only David is inside. Zig and others see present Mia and Leon running and begin shooting at them, but the future Mia grabs the gun as David drives into the crowd. With Zig on the car, he drives into the time portal door, causing a collapse just as Mia and Leon pass through. The portal is forever closed for anybody in both directions to pass through. The film ends with Mia and David gazing into an empty pool without their daughter, who has now been released into the future. If you want to watch more, click on the video below and please subscribe to the channel. Thank you.